Hey there! Welcome to your Green Grammar videos. Unit 1, Green Listening. In this lesson, we're going to talk about reflexive and reciprocal pronouns. Let's get started. So some things you'll need to know for this lesson is what is a noun, what is a pronoun, and what is an imperative sentence. If you don't know these things, take a moment to look them up and then come back. In this lesson, we're going to talk about reflexive pronouns. We'll also talk about reciprocal pronouns. Before we begin, let's review a little. So you'll remember from previous lessons, we've studied before subject pronouns and object pronouns. As a reminder, a pronoun is simply something that takes the place of a noun or noun phrase. Subject pronouns we should be very familiar with, and you'll also remember object pronouns. Pause the video, practice making some sentences with subject and object pronouns before we continue. So reflexive pronouns are the object of a sentence when the subject and the object are the same person or thing. As you can see from our chart, each subject pronoun has a reflexive pronoun. Take a moment, pause the video, and review the chart. Now, let's talk about some examples. In our first example, we have Abdullah taught himself Unit 1 grammar because he missed class. In this example, Abdullah is both the subject and the object. Abdullah teaches Abdullah. Another example, Zainab and Sarah taught themselves Unit 1 grammar because they missed class. Again here, Zainab and Sarah are the object and the subject of the sentence. Zainab teaches Zainab, and Sarah teaches Sarah. Last example, Ali and I taught ourselves Unit 1 grammar because we missed class. Again here, Ali and I, the subject, is the same as the object of the sentence, so we can use a reflexive pronoun. You'll have to remember what an imperative sentence is. An imperative sentence is a command or an order. We start with the base verb, and the subject is always you. In imperative sentences, we can use reflexive pronouns for the subject you, even though we don't say the subject. So the subject can be a singular, like you're talking to one person, with the reflexive pronoun yourself. Or it can be plural, like you're talking to a group of people, with the reflexive pronoun yourselves. For example, looking at the picture on the left, we have the singular. The teacher says, "Trust yourself." And the picture on the right, well, we have a plural or group. So the teacher says, "Trust yourselves." Now, we also have something called reciprocal pronouns. We have two of them, each other and one another. We use these pronouns when the subject and the object are the same. The subject is always plural, so we, they, or the plural you. And the people in the subject do the verb to each other, not themselves. For example, Ali and Ahmed help each other. Ali helps Ahmed, and Ahmed helps Ali. This is different from the reflexive pronoun sentence, Ali and Ahmed help themselves. Again, in this second example, Ali helps Ali, and Ahmed helps Ahmed. So reciprocal pronouns are used to talk about people helping one another or each other. They work together. So in your book, you have a rule that we don't need to remember for the exam. In the book, it states that each other is used for subjects that have two people or things. For example, Ali and Ahmed, the two cats, my mom and dad. It also states that one another is used for subjects that have three or more people or things, like Ali, Ahmed, and Abdullah, the three cats, my mom, dad, and brother. However, in English, you can use each other and one another as the same thing. You don't have to worry about this rule for your test or in your speaking and writing. Now, let's review a little bit. Reflexive pronouns mean that A and B help themselves. So A helps A and B helps B. A few rules you'll need to remember is that the reflexive pronoun is always the object of a statement. Reflexive pronouns can be for any subject and they can be used in imperative sentences. For reciprocal pronouns, we have to remember that A and B helped each other. A and B helped one another. They work together. So A helps B and B helps A. A few rules you'll need to remember is that reciprocal pronouns are always the object of a statement, and we only use them for plural subjects like we, they, or the plural you. They can also be used in imperative sentences. Now, let's take a practice quiz. Pause the video and answer all the questions. Once you've finished, hit the play button and we'll talk about your answers. Question 1. Jolie and Chloe spend a lot of time together. They hang out with blank every day. Again here, if they hang out every day, there's a relationship together. So C, the reciprocal pronoun each other, is the correct answer. Question 2. Zainab motivates blank. She doesn't need help or inspiration from anyone else. Again, if Zainab doesn't need anyone else, this means she motivates herself. So C is the correct answer. Question 3. My mom always says to all of us, believe in blank. Again, here we have an imperative statement, so the subject is you. We need the reflexive pronoun for the subject you, so A is the correct answer. Question 4. Most of the students in class like to work alone. They don't want to help blank. Again, if the students want to work alone, that means they don't want to work together. So A, don't want to help each other, is the correct answer. Question 5. Why doesn't Mohammed find that information blank? I shouldn't always have to tell him the answer. He can Google it. Again, if we want Mohammed to work alone and do it, we need him to work by himself. So B is the correct answer. That's it for this lesson. I hope it was useful. Class dismissed.